Are you making the cinnamon buns?
No, I'm going to
try. Okay, guys, welcome to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group podcast called Baking It Down. Now, I'm posting this on Monday, but this usually goes up on Tuesday
because we were late last week.
And now we'll be early this week and we'll break even. Actually, I'm going out of town. So if you have any complicated questions, ask them between Tuesday and Friday and send them Corey's direction and just forget I exist.
But if you want a good answer, wait till Saturday when Heather returns.
If you want an even better answer, Thursday at 12 noon should be prime time for Corey to answer your question.
All right, Heather. So if someone is just tuning in for the very first time, this is their first time where their little ears are embarking on this journey with us, what are they in for?
They're in for you talking directly into the mic and laughing, which I'm adjusting. Okay, we'll laugh one more time. Yep, hit the reds. We're good. We're back. They're going deaf. Anyways, after you recover from Corey laughing directly into your ear canal, what we like to cover is like a pretty basic setup that we try to kind of adhere to. So we start with the intro, which is why your ears are bleeding currently. Marketing minutes, kind of more of a marketing focused concept. Then baking a business, more of a mental business approach. So you kind of leave it little golden nuggets everywhere. Then we have launched a course. So Corey's going to talk about that. So you guys can feel left out and then want to sign up because that's what good marketing is. Voicemails, group stuff, Twinterest. I have nothing interesting.
I think we're going to have to remove that section because
I think we're going to. We have run out of interesting facts about ourselves. Sponsors and then the mailbag, which we have nothing for because Corey, actually we did.
We did?
Coffee cup.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So in the marketing minutes, but real quick, first a story. So if you've been listening to the podcast or hearing me lament, I did get a speeding ticket.
Speeder McGee over here.
Little speed racer.
Speed racer.
That's why the podcast was late a couple of weeks ago because I had to go to driver's improvement class where I improved remarkably.
Okay, Heather, in driver's improvement class, if you like talk less, you're going to get out faster. But Heather's like, what's the worst ticket you've ever experienced?
No. The guy said, do you guys want to leave early or take a lunch break? And I was like, I'm not speaking for the other two gentlemen in the room, but I would like to leave early and skip the lunch break. And then we got a lunch break and we got to leave early. As long as we all agreed.
I'm just a law-abiding citizen. I get my free lunch breaks.
I got the cool twin in the lane. I'm just kidding. It's not cool to speed, as my wallet has taken the brunt.
Can I just tell about my Tuesday morning of last? What I witnessed on my way to work?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Corey,
guys.
Okay, got to tell you. This is Heather speaking. I know we sound exactly the same. Corey is, her passion project is being first on the scene of car accidents. It is literally her favorite.
You would want me to be by your side.
Traffic directing,
holding
family
hands,
and friends.
calling your insurance. I am in there like swimwear, but I witnessed the craziest accident. I'm not going to say horrific because the guy ended up being able to walk away from it. But I don't know if he was, just didn't see that the traffic was stopped. But in Northern Virginia, there's traffic everywhere and about a stoplight every 2 seconds. This traffic was stopped, but this car was not prepared to. It flipped 5 times in the air and landed directly next to me.
Bless his soul. He couldn't have landed in a better spot. If you had a text and drive, that was how you should land, upside down in a trench. However, because if he was wearing a seatbelt.
He was wearing a seatbelt. That saved his life.
And the way that the car fell into the trench meant his head was actually protected and the front and the back end of the car were hoisted.
So me and a man broke the windows open. I yelled to him, not even a cut on this man's body. I said, man, you are lucky. There's big plans out there for you.
Okay, great. On that note,
we're back.
About speeding and being dangerous. So if you're familiar with Northern Virginia area, it doesn't require anything to get a reckless. In most states, you have to be doing 2 illegal infractions, speeding and weaving in and out of traffic. In Virginia, if you're merely speeding,
thinking about it,
if you're even thinking about exceeding the speed limit, it is a reckless ticket, which in Virginia, it's penalized so heavily that it's almost guaranteed you'll need a lawyer.
It's crazy that Heather would do that when
did not get a reckless ticket.
Her brother-in-law is a police officer.
Who did not get me off, so he is worthless. So I didn't get a reckless ticket, but the speed limit was eligible for that. I guess the guy figured
gracious to you.
You're really derailing my little story here with all your interruptions. Okay, anyways, if you're familiar with Northern Virginia area, it is the Fairfax County Parkway. 50 means 50. It did not mean 50 to me that day. But coming off of the 66 up Fairfax County Parkway North, it's such a notorious speed trap that the guy was just standing. He was just standing and leaned up against his motorcycle and walked into the middle of the road. I was probably a quarter mile from him. I mean, at that point, it's about to just fist bump him and be like, dude, yeah, you got me. Anyway, so I got the citation, hired the lawyer, whatever. But the next week, going back, I was taking that road to get to my parents' house. Heading back, I was sure that the guy wasn't going to be there. So I came around the corner. There he was again.
Are you kidding?
Comes into the street, waves at me. I'm like, dude, no way. Small world.
You guys are like a first name basis now.
Charles. Frankie. How's it been? I just ran into you. Okay, so Cooley writes me a citation. But I was so sure. So last week I had to head up to mom and dad's. Needed help somewhere with the cats. My parents were out of town. Coming around the corner. For sure you wouldn't be there the third time. Come around the corner. Guess it.
Are you kidding me?
Franklin.
Frankie boy.
There again. He says, Heather. And I'm like, dude. And he's like, registration? I said, right, you don't remember it. He writes me another ticket. And then this week I'm actually planning to speed past him one more time.
Just because you don't think
I mean, for sure he's not.
There's no way he's
for
going to
sure
be there
this time
4
it's going to
weeks.
be absolutely fine.
Absolutely not.
Right. Okay. If this sounds absolutely insane to you, that's because it is. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here, I did get that first ticket. I'm not going to lie. Me and Frankie have a court date. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So it sounds insane that I would know that there's a speed trap and continue speeding past it and expecting not to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. The same thing is with your marketing. If you are constantly doing the same things, turning around, typing into the group, why isn't my marketing working? And turning around and doing the same thing again, how could you expect it to be any different?
Heather pulled the leg out from under us, guys.
Well, it's just... This little speeding ticket has cost me over $800 already. And I had to do community service. So,
you deserve it.
I've been serviced. But the concept of marketing is this. It's test, assess, and retest. At no point should you test, hey, that didn't work. Let's do it again. Hey, that didn't work. Let's do it again. That is insanity to continue doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So Corey and I will often run a campaign. Hey, this is our best guess of how we think this will perform. Mm-hmm. We do it, send it out, whether it be a Facebook ad or an email marketing campaign. Hey, what were the results? Terrible, abysmal. Okay, would we do it again?
Right. No, and it's learning and adjusting to that. So Heather and I will look at like what we did last year for our sugar cookie classes and say, hey, what did we do last year that worked? What did we do last year that flopped? And we'll create a strategy for this year based on last year's data. And that's why data is so important. You have insights everywhere you go.
The data cannot lie.
Heather talks in the course in our the Cookie College. She talks about setting up Google Analytics. You have Instagram insights. You have Facebook page insights. Literally,
Mara is actually, she just got married. She's actually setting up goals in our analytics account, so that you can even say, "Hey, this was not successful." You have to set goals so you can measure success.
Yes.
A lot of times people who don't set goals or don't recap what happened is because they have that fear of failure. I don't want to fail, so I'm not going to set myself up to say that was a failure. And failure is a harsh word, but it's just another way of saying, hey, that didn't work. There's a better way.
I don't even think it is necessarily failure. I think it's a learning point. So Heather and I have done campaigns in the past, and we're like, hey, that did not pan out. Instead of saying it was an absolute failure, we say, hey, let's learn from it so it can be something that's positive instead of a negative.
Mm-hmm. So we taught a cookie class this past week. We had 10 seats open, 8 seats filled.
One person didn't show.
But they paid. So it doesn't matter if they showed or didn't. That was on them. So out of, an 8 out of 10, not bad. The year prior, we had actually offered 3 classes that same day and filled, every class was full except for one. But that was when we only filled them with 8 people.
Yeah. The difference this year, though, is I've been banned from Facebook ads for the last 30 days.
Yeah. So Corey couldn't run Facebook ads. We attributed to that. I was absolutely off my game in getting our website updated. Just abysmal.
Like, guys.
It was hey, make Valentine's Day. No, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty close. So we sat down and, over lunch, as soon as class ended, we met up for lunch. Bye, see you. And then we just went to the mall.
We followed you.
And then we said, okay, what did we do? Okay, we had 8 out of 10. How do we market it? Did you send any emails? No. Did you run any ads? No. Did we follow up with any past clients? Absolutely not.
It was literally people that tripped upon us.
Bless you guys. So that was how. So we said, okay, what do we need to do better next time? X, Y, and Z. What cookies do we feel like weren't,
what design-wise wasn't calling to people?
It was a PowerPoint that we walked them through. Was it confusing? Was anybody asking a question that could have been answered by something that we could have done?
It definitely wasn't the twins, so it had to be an outside marketing.
Yeah, I can't believe those people signed up. Obviously, they had a good time. We followed up with everyone. They were fine. But how could we have filled those seats more effectively? Turns out we just needed to have our crap together, which it wasn't this month, mostly because we were really busy with, launching the course and CookieCon. Our bad. So next month, we'll have to reassess. Now, next month, we're going to be a lot more aggressive in marketing, and we're going to add 2 additional classes. So that will be 3 classes next month. Halloween's going to help fill those seats a lot. We can be more aggressive. Then using the ads in the correct way is going to help us fill that up. But if we put this class out and we're like, that was neat, repeat, and we never ask ourselves why things happen, what we did to cause these things happen, what we can do better to make these more efficient, then we've never learned from our marketing. So you see a lot in marketing is something called A/B testing. Even Facebook offers it now where you can A/B test the name of a Facebook ad or even a video now. So you can say, hey, which video title does my audience respond best to? And then you can say, oh, it's the secondary title, the B title. Okay, let's lean into that. That's what the audience wants because the audience has spoken. Now, in your marketing, you can A/B test your audience by sending them a newsletter one week with a certain title and next week sending them a different newsletter with a different title. Did that emoji get more open rates? Did the leaving out the emoji get more open rates?
Using different photos. And this is why we say get as much runway out of your cookie sets, your baking sets by taking additional photos, setting up your scene a little differently because the photos that I like might not always be what my audience responds best to. So I never want to assume anything on their part. They sometimes surprise me and I'm like, wow, I didn't think that would perform that well. But that's the testing part.
Yeah, a great test that Corey and I ran for the remodeling company is, I like a white kitchen with a stark blue gray cabinet. So Corey posted a kitchen that I wouldn't find myself buying, but the audience said, oh my goodness, I'm so glad we get to see a cherry cabinet that's not been painted white or gray. And that's the audience saying, hey, listen, I know what you guys like, but we like something different. So Corey and I would be ignorant to continue posting what we like. We've got to listen to what the audience says. Hey, this is what I'm willing to pay for. Show me more of that. So just like speeding down the Fairfax County Parkway, I have been a changed person. I will be no longer speeding down the Fairfax County Parkway. But if you were listening to that story and shaking your head, you'd not be alone. It would be insane to see someone completely repeat mistakes over and over again and expect something different to happen. So sit down through your marketing and say, what do I keep doing that could probably be optimized or refreshed or overhauled, and see if that's more effective. A lot of the ways I tell our clients that there's an issue is the emails that you're getting, people asking questions. If somebody says, hey, I don't understand how to check out. If you got that email 10 times in the last month, guess what? You have a problem with your checkout. If you got people saying, hey, I'm not sure how to place an order, guess what? You need to make it a more effective, easier access point for people to place an order. So look at the emails that you get from clients. That's going to be where you kind of need to sit down, make a list and say, hey, I'm going to optimize this. I'm going to not speed past the cop the 5th time.
Amen to that.
I'm learning lessons,
Amen
guys.
to learning our lessons.
I'm learning lessons. Okay, so that wraps up my intervention with both my driving skills and people who repeat the same mistakes over again and wonder why they're not getting better results.
My husband appreciates you turning back.
Your husband is also annoying.
He has been annoying this week.
I'm going to pay his salary.
Shall tell him. Okay, so that brings us to the business with baking, and I wanted to talk about farmers markets.
Farmers markets, love them, love them. Give me a tomato. Laura, if you're listening to this, my tomato buddy.
Hello, pumpkin. Farmers markets are a big time thing, and definitely in the baking world, specifically cookies too. And a lot of people are considering doing farmers market. I know here in the DC area, we've gotten a little bit into fall when it comes to the weather.
Oh no, I'm full in
Heather's
fall.
full
Give me
fall.
boots. Give me a long jacket. I am in fall. I do
Where
not care
are
if
her
I'm
Uggs?
sweating through it.
Isn't it weird that me and Heather have never owned a pair of Uggs before, but I feel like we haven't lived our life.
Somebody let me try a pair on, and I swear my foot has never been the same.
With their sweaty footprint in
It
there?
was a wealthy family. I don't think anybody had used them yet. So my sweaty toes.
So we need to get Uggs.
They were so comfortable. I don't know if in our 30s we can pull it off, but I don't think you care. I don't think you can hear the haters because your feet are walking on little angel
In my
puffs.
mental mind, I see me in a pair of Uggs with a cute little sweater with a little vest on, dark wash jeans,
That'd be nice. Let's do
Ray-Bans
Uggs.
on.
You think we can pull off Uggs?
I don't know. We have giant feet.
Giant feet. I have little clown feet.
I
Giant clown
think
feet.
shoe companies lose money on Heather and I because we
You're
have
like
giant.
the buffet of feet. Like we're taking more than we should off the market.
You size fivers out there we're making up for
Like
your
I walk
lack
in high
of foot.
heels. We got you good. I wear high heels a lot. Well, I used to before COVID. Now I haven't even showered. I used to wear high heels a lot. People would be like, "You never really fall," and I say, "Yeah, because my foot covers so much surface area."
If you didn't know, Heather and I are twins, but she is a half size
So I
bigger.
can't have kids because then I'll be a half and a size, full size bigger.
So her clown toes, she's been walking on these.
And shoving them into tiny shoes.
Okay, but I want you to talk about farmers markets. There's a farmer's market right by my house, and I said, let me go to this farmer's market and attend it as a consumer and be able to go through the booth and tell you what I want to see as a person shopping the farmer's market for those of you
It's a
getting
great way
ready
to
to
approach
sell
your marketing
at
as
farmers
well.
markets.
Kind of see it from the outside point of view. Will I get frustrated? Am I not frustrated because I'm just familiar with what I'm doing? Would an outside user get frustrated?
Yeah, so that's why we had one member who made her husband go through her website.
Loved it. She was
and try
featured
to
on a
check out.
podcast
A couple
I don't know,
podcasts ago.
7 podcasts ago.
You made that number up.
Pow.
But having an outside perspective can really honestly help you. That's why oftentimes when I'm taking photos, I'll look at my husband and be like, what does it look like I'm selling here? And he does not like to be gentle and soft. And he'll be like, I don't know, a prop. Rude.
Also accurate.
Don't
Selling
do it
beads.
smart. So it's good to get outside perspective. So I have 8 things that I took note of as I walked through this
Would these
farmer's market.
only apply to a farmer's market, or could we apply them to a pop-up?
You could apply them to a pop-up. Absolutely.
Okay, walk me through.
First
walk me
one-
through you're walking through.
Okay. The first one would apply to cookie pickups because someone complimented me on my signage for their cookie pickup day. But this one was at the farmer's market. Signage.
The farmer's market.
Farmer's market. Some clam chowder for the fall.
I'm a big bite.
Okay, the first one is signage. I love a good sign. It lets me know what I'm in for before I'm walking into the tent. Signs with a lot of writing and tiny letters are not helpful to me. It's probably not helpful for that business owner.
So would you recommend maybe a sign getting their attention and then a second sign for menu items, like not
Absolutely.
shoving that all into one?
Yeah, so the one that needs to get my attention needs to have big writing, maybe a fall pun.
That's
Love
a
me
good,
a good
one.
pun.
So maybe primary title, secondary title, that's it.
Yes. Something to be like, someone had on their sign, milk, fresh eggs, butter.
There you go. I know
Knew
what you
exactly
said.
what's in there.
Uh-huh.
And she had some extra stuff, but it didn't make it on the sign. It was probably her best sellers, her highest margins that she put on the sign because that's what she wanted people to buy.
I like that a lot.
So if I have to reach for my glasses to read what's on your sign, I'm not going to do it.
Things to stay away from, from a graphic design perspective, is heavy cursive font, and signs like that is very hard to read. So maybe go through a typeface or a font that is just very simple and not connected. That way, from far away, we can see it. Typically, they only want 2 types of fonts per any graphic material.
Nice.
So
And for folks trying to save money, if you are like me, I bought a discounted chalkboard sign from Michael's and used my cookie projector to project an image and traced it in
we do
chalk.
not allow projector talk in sugar cookie marketing.
Good thing we're on the pod. Okay, so signage was definitely helpful for me. I loved reading a sign because I could make a determination if I want to walk in
Let me
there.
ask you this. Did you take any literature?
No,
Okay. Interesting.
absolutely not. Not trying to put anything in my hands while I'm trying to walk
Okay.
around.
Good to know. Good to know.
All right, number 2, tents.
Actually, that's required.
No, that's fine. But tents with products pushed towards the walkers and the potential buyers had a lot more people in them than tents with the products
you had to
pushed in the
walk in.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Empty tents barely had anyone in them. Fill your space. Let people see what they could potentially have as theirs instead of hiding it in the back.
That's a genius thing. So Corey and I went to the mall the other day. Obviously, we live there, clearly, because every podcast is about the mall and me speeding to it. We went to the mall and you looked into a store and you said, I'm not going to go in there because it feels like there's 5. It was the Coach store. We were looking window shopping.
Yeah.
And you said it felt like there's 5 helpers to one person. And they
Vultures.
were, to go inside, you had to go deep in the store. So it almost made us not want to go in and at all.
Right. So if you almost had something in the front to bring me in where I didn't
Let me
feel
have an excuse to
yes,
stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something to catch my attention where I don't feel like I'm going to be suckered in if I go into your tent just wondering what you have. Number 3, staging. Tents with products staged think a barrel full of pumpkins had a lot more people in them than things just laying flat across a table. Use height to draw in the eyes.
Where are you going?
So things that were flat on the table, no one could see what they were selling, but no one wanted to approach it because you felt like if I walk up there, I'm going to be forced to buy. So use things like crates to showcase. A lot of people use tiny easels. It's great for bakes.
I saw a couple of tiny easels.
Yeah,
this
and it
weekend.
stands it up. So you can have things laying flat, but use that to catch someone's eye. So I could be like, oh, that's a gingerbread man right there. I think I want that.
I think that comes down to really like the photography staging, bring it into your booth and allow people to look from far away. They see the sign, they see the staged product. Now walking in doesn't feel like such a risky click.
Next is table covers. Table covers are a great way to give a full feel without having to have tons of products. It makes your tent inviting, and more people were in tents with table covers than they were with ones without. The ones without, think of seeing table legs. It feels empty.
You know what? I gotta say, secondary. If you've ever had to speak at a convention, we spoke at CookieCon. I put on some seminars myself. Covered tables is the secret storage device of
It makes
speakers
it look
everywhere.
nice and
Yeah,
neat.
you will have stuff you need to hide from people, and having a covered table is tons of storage, keeps your booth looking clean, doesn't feel so. I don't want to say the word junky.
Empty though.
Yeah. Oh, there's a multiple so it works in two different ways.
Yeah.
You feel more put together, but you're also not letting people see behind the scenes stuff.
Right. So it seems like you look more professional when your stuff isn't just cluttered about, and I'm seeing like your bins and boxes that are empty.
Absolutely. Coolers and stuff. But
but
they're
say
part of it, but you can't.
Absolutely.
show it.
But say if you put that stuff back in your car, if you don't have anything under the table or covering it, it seems empty, like you don't have a lot there. It's
True.
just a lot of table legs.
Plus, not having to cart that back and forth to your car saves you a lot of stress and time.
Yes. So definitely table covers if you're considering that. Next, create a flow. People don't like to assume where to go. Create a flow in your tent. A sign that says start here, another sign that says check out here can help folks navigate the sale. To have people be like, find your checkout person. That's assuming a lot in your audience.
You know what I really like whenever I go to a farmer's market is the one person's in charge of point of sale. You can see that everyone's purchasing from them. Then another person is there to, hey, can I help you? Can I tell you a little bit about it? So now you have two definite people for two definite services.
Bring your kids. That's why you had them, and let them restock your shelves. And you run the point of sales. Okay, so we have next is smile. It seems easy, but tents where the owners are staring at you and do not have a pleasant face did not make me want to walk into that tent. I felt like they were staring at me and they were mad because maybe their sales were down and they were going to take it out on me if I came a looking.
That's always like, you feel that obligation to look over, but then you feel awkward. Hey, I'm looking over, but I'm not stopping. So almost giving yourself something to do that gets people's attention, but doesn't make them feel
Here's what my thing was.
Okay.
People that were moving product, whether you're bringing some more. So only setting out half your products at the beginning and restocking as the day goes, it makes you look busy, but also makes me have the fear of missing out, which is FOMO. So like, wow, she's selling out. Need to get in there and see what's being sold here because I don't have it in my pocket right now.
It also gives you something to do.
Yes.
Because there is, I've worked many a booth in my day. It is that awkward thing where you're like, I'm standing here, I'm clearly staring at them. Another thing, and I'm not, this is a type of marketing. You're going to get a type of person, but having a giveaway allows people to come in and possibly enter a contest.
I read today in the group, someone had marshmallows that they had printed on, I think, like Eddie marshmallows. And she was like, have a free marshmallow. And what it did is brought them into the booth.
It made you feel less obligated because, hey, free something.
you wanna
Okay,
try
cool.
this?
But it made her booth look busy.
Yeah.
So it is a little trade-off. Yes, you are losing money, but you're getting foot traffic in there. You're opening that conversation, and you don't look desperate.
Right. So if you wanted to create little minis and say, have a mini on us, a mini cookie to give away, something like that, something to bring them into your booth and, a free gift, while it doesn't create obligation, they are more likely to buy from you because there was an exchange there.
A while ago, dare I say months ago, someone had partnered with a person who dressed up like princesses, and they had joined forces at the farmer's market. So you could stop and take a photo with the princess, but you happened to be in a cookie booth where you could they both kind of said, hey, we can also do birthday parties together.
Oh, that's nice.
But it brought in a ton of people because a ton of people wanted to have
What if they
photos.
did this? What if they had minis and they say, just get a mini like our Facebook page?
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Because you're giving away something, but it's not necessarily for free, but the obligation is such a low buy-in.
Yeah.
Even to say, hey, like it now, unlike it when you get to your car.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't care, but you get a free cookie out of it.
Right. So I
that's
think
your
that
target
is-
audience there. They are local.
In farmers market, people are primed to spend a bit more. From my experience, the farmers market is a premium
You are there
price.
for one reason alone, and it's
Spending
not
money.
to keep your money. Okay, we
Love
have checkout. There was a guy with his checkout in the front of the tent, and it made it look like his tent was the place to be because he manufactured a line versus bringing people to the back of the tent, which normal people mostly do.
Only weirdos.
Yeah, sorry, that came out weird. It was weird. No, he had his checkout at the front, which produced a line in what made his tent almost have this buzz about it. People were like gravitating toward it because there was such a line, but it was actually his checkout line and it was just normal. Most people have it in the back of their tent, so these people get, in the shadows and you can no longer see them. But having your checkout towards the front creates this buzz, and it made me want to come into his tent a little bit more.
Okay, I like that one. A designated, understanding the checkout, like checkout over here, always kind of helps me.
Yes.
I don't want anyone to think I'm about to steal their tomato.
Okay, this
for
leads
Laura.
to my
Hello.
next one. Currency. I don't have cash on me like ever, but the tents that said they took credit cards is the ones I went in first because that's the currency I have. I assumed most people would take credit card, but I don't want to fall in love with something and then get to the back of your tent and you're like, yeah, we cash only.
Same concept of, if you find people constantly at your booth and they're like, oh, you only take cash and they walk away, that's something you got to optimize. Square has a point of sale system. Shopify has a point of sale system. I think Squarespace. All of these are options where you can charge people a credit card. Yes, you're dealing with a credit card processing fee, but you will get $0.
Venmo have the QR scanning card?
Venmo business now has the point of sale thing. It used to be free. I don't think it's free anymore, but it is worth the investment.
Yeah. So just to let people know, even though it is kind of assumed that probably you take credit card, to have a sign out there was more inviting to me who doesn't want to second guess. I am not so much of an extrovert at farmers market. So the more you can tell me, the better it is for you to land my money in your pocket. So that's what I found at the farmers market. Anyone who was by the kettle corn guy was
because it smells
bagging
delicious.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had fans, and I don't know if it was to push the smell
people
towards
fans
or
or-
whisk the smoke away, but it was working for him.
Genius. I wonder if you could almost be like, I want to be next to kettle corn guy.
Could
At
you
all costs.
say I would like to be next to a kettle corn?
I wish you
man?
could. I wish I
There
could
was
marry
also
the
a
kettle corn
coffee
guy.
truck, and that was just raking in the cash.
Smart. Wasn't it hot the day you went there?
Yeah,
Coffee people don't care.
it was iced coffee
Just give
as
it
well.
to me intravenously.
So that's what I found out when I went to the farmer's market, what I wanted to see as a person shopping it. I hope that is helpful for you if you're thinking about it. A lot of these things go well for pop-ups too, as far as letting your customers know where your house is. If you can get a little sign, sometimes I do a sign that says cookie pickup with balloons, and that's what I tell customers to look for as I send them at the address. So it is up to you. The more you can make the sale easy for your customers, the more likely you are to land it.
Make it easy. Make it easy to give you my money. The more stops you have along your funnel, even if it's a farmer's market funnel, the less profit you will make. People will fall out of your funnel.
Absolutely.
Think about that constantly.
Yes.
Have my voice singing in your head
No,
constantly.
no, that's all I heard.
Funnel, they'll fall out of it. Okay, so that brings us to the course. Now, if you haven't heard about the course that we talk about, Corey and I have spent quite a few months building up a lot of content to teach you how to market your business more effectively online. But Heather, isn't that what the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group is about? Yes. This is a more in-depth dive for the same concepts that we talk about for free in the main group. Things I've covered in the last week. We did an SEO mini-series, part 1, part 2. We got 7 parts for that. But it's a deep dive into what SEO is, how it works, how it affects you, and how you're affected by it. Corey's been working on an Instagram course from start to finish, an Instagram strategy that will help you grow your baking business on that platform. The course is fully packed. Most feedback I've gotten is, wow, so much content, I'm overwhelmed. So we're
The
working on
other
a syllabus.
feedback, Heather's like, in a good way. They said a good way. A lot of people have been super happy with the content they've gotten just from the group, not even on the course. Some people haven't even started the course, but they said the group content alone has been worth the cashish.
Someone said, I didn't realize we were getting the group content. So when we say group content, yes, there is a private group associated with the paid membership called The Cookie College. You can get more of a deep dive and a preview of the course material on thecookiecollege.com. We will have some openings, I'm sure. As you're just staring at me.
I just see where you're going with.
So we have limited sign up to 250 members. Somebody asked me on the chat today on the course, how come you can't just open it up to everyone? It's essentially a digital download, a pre-recorded course.
It is. But the other portion that you get with that is the group. In that group, we want to maintain it and be able to produce a lot of good content for those people. And if it got to 25,000, we couldn't just handle that. So 250 people, we can really help them grow and flourish their businesses, and then we can kind of open it up after that.
Right. So if you haven't signed up to the wait list yet, those will be the people that we reach out to first when we have openings, and you can sign up for that on thecookiecollege.com.
Bless. All right. That takes us to voicemails. If you would like to call us, we don't call you back. Our phone number is 571-556-5644, or you can email at hello@sugarcookiemarketing.com. Send a text. Same number, 571-556-5644. And that brings us to our first text message voicemail from Debbie from Arkansas. Arkansas. I was curious about Instagram and if you think we should do a bunch of posts when we first start our Instagram or just one how I am welcome here post. Is there a strategy behind that? Thank you guys.
One how I am welcome here post?
I just paraphrased what you wrote.
I didn't see that.
Just one post.
Okay.
Do you think? What are your thoughts?
Can you rephrase that to me?
Do you just do a bunch of posts when you get on Instagram because you're followers?
Okay.
Or do you just do one big shebangy post? Like, here's my logo.
I love the thought that everyone thinks people will see their posts.
They won't.
So they won't. I would probably load that up with about 9 posts to start if it were me. Maybe if I want to drip them over a couple of days, but I'm just getting content out there. Now, I created a profile for the Cookie College to demonstrate our digital downloads. Created it and posted 9 times a day. Got locked out twice. So Instagram flagged it as a spam account. All I had to go was through the recovery process to get that back. But if it were me, I'd probably upload 9 right off the bat. And then from that point forward, I would start dripping it out in a content.
Because as you're starting to go and engage with other accounts, you want them to be able to come back and see something that they can interact with on your account. To create it and just assume that people are going to come, they're not. But to have something there already going that tells a bit about your business, also showcases some of your work, can really help you jumpstart your business as you're engaging with local businesses trying to secure the sale. So give them something to stock you with.
I like it, yeah. So to me, I'd be less concerned about a big shebang post. I think you're going to be a little bit sad. Yeah, and I would just get content out there, and I would start getting it in a regular posting schedule. So if you wanted to do the bare minimum of what we recommend, again, your business is different, but what we recommend is 3 posts a week, every week.
That's what I try to stick to. That's manageable for me.
Right. So again, if you're blasting out a post a day, 2 posts a day, hey, it's working for you, do not change it. If you are only doing a post a week, I'd rather something than nothing. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a post every 6 months, baby girl, baby boy, you're in a marketing group.
All right, so that leads us to voicemail number 2 from 407. Quick question for the twins. Would you suggest matching our Instagram handles to our business name? Does it matter? Thank you guys for all you do for us bakers.
I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We want consistency in the world of online marketing. It is called NAP, and you want consistent NAP. A great nap. Go to sleep.
I will take that advice to heart.
No, it stands for name, address, phone number, but now it's name, address, phone number, website. So basically what we're saying is wherever Napwa, take a Napwa. Wherever you have your business name, you got to try to line it up as closely as possible across all platforms. That way Google can kind of match up your entities with each other. Okay, the Facebook page matches the Instagram, matches the website, matches this. Now, from an end user perspective, you'd also want that, because if I said to my grandmother, hey, I'm Heather Miracle, and she searches Instagram, instead of finding Heather Miracle, my Instagram handle is The Better Twin, that's going to be harder for her to connect those two. And we don't want our end user to be confused, right? So if I was Heather Miracle in person, my business was Heather Miracle LLC, then I'd want my Instagram handle to be Heather Miracle as well. Now, if you go look up Sugar Cookie Marketing on Instagram, we do not own Sugar Cookie Marketing. It was parked by somebody who made one post 20 billion years ago and doesn't read their direct messages when I try to pay them. So we are Sugar Cookie Marketing _. Now, the reason why we didn't put that underscore at the beginning or in the center is because when people search Sugar Cookie Marketing, we still show up with that other account Just now we have the underscore at the end. Versus if I had it towards the front, we wouldn't show up for that search term.
So the first one that shows up is not us, but I'm sure she's reaped some followers from it.
I wonder what she's up to.
She's living her best life out there. Right. All right. Voicemail number 3 is a text from 209. First off, love the group. I have learned so much from it. I was wondering if you could talk about when the course would open up again. I know you guys sold out, and congratulations to that, but I see the college member post their wins, and it makes me want to join so bad. I've been saving up this month, and I'm ready and on the wait list. Just curious.
Okay, great question. I feel like I just covered it, and I would be happy to cover it again. Sorry. The current course is restricted to 250 members. Granted, the Facebook group has a few bit more because I have some virtual assistants, like we say, hire out to your hates. But we open that so as people ebb and flow through the course, we'll remove them from the access to the Facebook
when is
page.
the next ebb?
Most of the people renew on September 30th or October 1st. That's when most people signed up. So we'll have a little exchanging of the guard. They are sad. Don't leave us. Don't leave us. The major reason I would see people drop out of the funnel is they said this was a little bit more advanced than what they expected. So I'd say that if you're like, hey, I'm really here to dig into my business and take it to the next level, this is primarily made for you. If you're thinking like, hey, I hardly tune into the main group, I don't think that the Cookie College is for you yet.
Yeah. It's down the road
Yes.
for you. It's just not right this moment. The great thing about the Cookie College is the content there is more in depth. It's a deep dive. But the group content is more, I'm making pre-sales for people. So I'm doing the hard work, buying the boxes, staging the photos, giving you the copy, and telling you where you can buy every single thing in the photo. And you can use it to test your audience to see if anyone wants to buy it. So that's where people have really enjoyed that group, is because their pre-sales are done for.
Yeah. Another great aspect of the group, I had to go through a deep dive in the billing cycle. Each month is $68, but you could sign up and just stay in for 1 month. And all the content is there the minute you join. And you could go and just absolutely eat it up start to finish. I think you are looking at a full month, though.
I don't think you'll have Netflix time.
Right. But yeah, if you only said, hey, I only have a budget to do this one time, you could sit down for a month and absolutely tear into the content. I mean, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to have my voice in your ear a lot. So dreams do come true. Anyway, sign up.
All right. If you would like to call in, please call or text in. We're running low on our text message and our calls, but the phone number is 571-556-5644.
Did you just admit to us being lame?
Being lame. If you do not call or text in, I will read Heather's text messages to me, what she sends to me after
Let me
hours.
see what you sent to me most recently. Give him a little taste test of what you said. Laughing, crying emoji. Just know if I could marry myself, I would marry myself. That was your last
I
text.
did say that, didn't I?
I even went and did his grocery shopping. On the list, 20 pounds of chicken. I don't even weigh 20 pounds.
My husband wanted so much chicken.
Keep your apology. No going back. Just a little list of what you guys could get from us.
I needed to complain about my husband to my twin sister. Of course, he doesn't listen to this podcast, so I'll never know.
Yeah. Okay. So moving forward, group stuff. I did solemnly swear to somebody yesterday that I'd have the cookie collab up last week. I lied.
Liar!
I'll get it up today, and then I'm going to go out of town. So.
What is this from? I'm going to tell you this line from a movie. Okay. I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
It sounds like you're in Nate's marriage, but I'm not sure what.
34 years ago, The Princess Bride became a movie, and it's from The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. Inconceivable. Okay, guys, clearly we're running out of content. Stop laughing into their ears. Okay, so currently we have a Facebook Live going on with Meredith Martin. She has made these just amazing Cinnabons.
I cannot
And her
wait.
and her husband done walked us through the entire process from yeast rising. They pre-filmed it so you could all bake together. And they're doing it actually right now, which is insane that you're not baking me a cinnamon bun.
I'm sorry. Look what you made me do.
I'm not happy about it either. But she's doing that live. It's all archived in the group for a replay. So if you want to take it on your own pace, highly recommend. It is one of her best sellers, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, and she actually does them. I'm her friend on Facebook, so I can see. It sells them every Saturday and Sunday mornings. So you can put in your weekly request and have a Sunday morning cinnamon buns, homemade, ready to go. I think you just put them in the oven and they're ready to devour.
I cannot wait to eat them. But Meredith and James, there's a Facebook event where all this content is. They didn't go live in the main group to keep it kind of concise and like in one location.
Yeah.
There's 3 videos. The one that's filmed live is her and him actually baking. The other 2 are prep.
Yes. So prep work, you'll have to do the prep work if you want to dive into that live with them because they wanted to start off together with your yeast all ready to go versus us waiting like an hour or 5 hours waiting for the yeast to rise.
Like when a farmer's market. Okay, and not to be outdone, Meredy is outdoing herself with Cake Pop Cones Bake Along. I don't know why they're giving us all this free content. We do not pay them for this. Actually, she's in the cookie college, so I'm not really even sure why she goes out of her way to help us. But she said if you have a problem with cake pop cones,
I got all the problems and none of the answers.
So apparently Meredy does, and that will be Wednesday, October 6th at 7:30. And then also on October 6th is CookieCon Dallas, which we will not be at.
We won't. Sad face. Some people are cheering right now, which is sad too.
Sorry, guys. You don't get to hear my voice in person. But I think that sounds like a blast.
You have a great lineup. You guys are going to have so much fun. If this is your first time, my first time was
a month ago.
Orlando.
We made our debut at Orlando.
All right, our past lives, we had selling your products in Square with Fresia. If Square is the bane of your existence, you need to tune in for that. You can go to the events tab at the top, click past events, and the live is pinned in the discussion portion of that event. Then we had hiring a virtual assistant with Amber, and she tells you the positives to hiring out your weaknesses, which is Heather's main thing in life.
Yeah, man. If I can, hey, you know what? So we had a client. If you followed me, I may have complained about her a bit. She is a Jump How High client.
To this, I swear.
She knows.
You will delete this podcast.
She says she's hard to deal with.
You will delete this episode.
I'm not. You know who you are, and I love you, and I love your money. But she, sent an email an hour ago saying, "Hey, my website's about to be deleted in 2 hours. Can you fix it?" You know what? No, I had to film a podcast. Jumped on Upwork.com. Hired Vlad from Ukraine. The man did it in 2 seconds, faster than I could, more efficient, great communication. The way Upwork.com works is an escrow, meaning I pay $50. He doesn't get it until we both sign off that we're happy.
Your man.
Risk mitigated.
Yeah. But Heather was super stressful during that whole time.
We just needed Vlad to say yes quickly. And he did. And now I'm hiring him for another thing.
What?
Domain migration.
Okay. You charge her for this craziness.
What if she listens to this podcast?
I love you, girl, but you didn't be hard. Then we had making stencils with your Cricut with Liv Little Witch. And if you have a Cricut, you need to tune into that. I need to get a Cricut so I can tune into that. Then we have group challenges. Main Street Cookie, I don't know why Heather has challenge, but it's Main Street Cookie Collab.
Challenge. Where we're challenging to get me to put it together.
And that is going to be Friday, October 15th. I love when our collabs work for two things. One, it's a collab, so we get to engage with each other's content. It's a secret handshake between group members of the collab that take part in it. Plus, this one works for marketing as well. Imagine being able to recreate a sign, whether it be your local coffee shop or something, and be able to take a picture outside of their coffee shop with your cookified or your baked, whatever their logo is, and be able to tag that business and create that corporate connection. And that is why I love these collabs.
Yeah,
so
this is a multiple way win.
I have got to do this one.
I don't think you should do the pencil.
I don't think I should do the pencil
I think
either.
you should do a business.
Something smaller and really close to where we are right now.
You know that bagel shop in Tyson's that's notoriously on 7?
What is it called?
Something bagels, but it's got a giant bagel sign.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
I could do a Bobanitas diner because
that'd be great. Nice. We'll do Bobanitas.
That's a good one.
They have also a location in Burke.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, let's do that one.
Okay, that's a good one. So Corey's engaged with Bob and Edith's Diner. I don't know why. You guys just kind of say hello on Instagram. Anyways, that would be nice. And every time Corey mentions them in a story, they'll reblog it, which is the point of this.
So I get to reach their folks and they get to reach my folks. We're shaking
definitely finding somebody who's already engaging on social media. It's like shooting fish in a barrel because they will definitely reshare your content.
Absolutely.
Because on the other side of those social media profiles is just little us's all trying to make it work.
I know. I should do Seasons 52, honestly, because we're always there.
Their logo is just a handwriting font.
I think it's Seasons 52.
Oh my goodness!
I think it's green like on sign.
Okay, they have a wine flight that currently for their fall menu.
It's a logo one. Are you one?
Yeah, but you could do like a little set.
And let them eat it. Okay, we got some choices we got to do, but that is coming up.
Okay, for Twinterest, I actually have a Twinterest.
What? We just said we were going to remove this portion.
I know. But I feel like people are like, this is how I get to learn the twins a little bit. I love Animal Crossing. Corey and I had an N64, a Nintendo 64, back when we were 12, fought over it all the time, but we got Animal Crossing when it came out on that platform. GameCube. Whatever. Then we got a GameCube, got it for that one. Okay. Then there was the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS kind of Game Boy thing. Got it on that. Now we have the Switches. Got it on that. So Animal Crossing is adorable. If your kid ever asks for it, give it to them. It's basically paying down debt. And everything, the banker's a cute raccoon.
I make my son do it so he can learn some responsibility.
So really cute characters, really innocent platform. Like, I mean, you're
the funnest game. I'm playing it as a 32-year-old.
So ColourPop Cosmetics partnered with Animal Crossing to create a rebranded line of makeup for all the Animal Crossing characters.
It
and I
was
bought that for the family to kind of give out some gifts.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Thank you for that.
Nostalgia, man. I'll pay out the butt for nostalgia.
And they did very, very good branding.
The packaging,
was super cute.
I mean, really, it's probably a blush they currently already sell, but they slapped an Animal Crossing character on it. And
that's how I originally met Sweet Pink Olive. I bought Animal Crossing and I never made them. I look at them all the time, never made them.
Make them for me.
No, they're ginormous.
Oh, make them for me more. So that's my Twinterest. Any Twinterest for you?
Oh, you just said it's for them to get to know us. Okay, let me talk about my pets because they are a big part of my life. Okay, so I do have an English bulldog. His name is Sweet Baby Ray, after the barbecue sauce. We call him Ray. We usually call him Sweet Baby Ray if he's in trouble, or if we're trying to get his attention.
Can you imagine yelling at someone, Sweet Baby Ray, get your butt over here.
He is my shadow. He follows me everywhere. Then I have a old rescue cat named Ruby Kitty. We call her Rube. She's my ride or die. We just get each other, like we pass each other multiple times during the day, do a little head nod, and that's the extent of our life together. Mm-hmm. And then I have a exotic short-haired cat, Persian, and his name is Fuzz Aldrin. And these two cats and dog run my life, and Heather runs my work life. So every single second is accounted for. But I do love these pets. But Heather made me take them down off my Facebook profile because she says cats and cookies don't combine.
Down. I said Facebook page optimization, then everyone came at me with new profile pictures, and I wasn't ready for that level of change.
But if you are a cat or dog lover, holler at me. If you're a snake lover, well, you're weird with Heather.
Hey, Felicia, you bite her. Okay. Okay, actually, sponsors. We have a new sponsor, and I'm kind of excited about them because the funny thing is, people in the group were asking about this group, it's a website builder, and I said I have no idea, like I never heard of them before. And then, like, lo and behold, guess who comes a knocking? This website builder.
And Heather did a screen share with them today, and from the sound of it, I was behind my own computer. She sounded blown away.
Yeah, it's cool. The guy's name is Mark, and he is a baker as well. But he said, I see that a lot of bakers suffer with a website that's made for everything but bakers. And you're always trying to be like, hey, Square is kind of hard because it's showing my address and I can't say porch pickup and I got to do this. He sat down and he said, I went through everybody's complaints and I made a platform that fixes them. Wow. Now, the interesting part about it, they actually launched not today. They launched in the middle of next month, October.
Okay.
But it's completely free. With a caveat. So it is completely free to make a website on his platform. He takes a percentage commission of your sales.
Okay.
But at no point up until that, so you could taste test the entire platform and never pay a cent.
Oh.
So Shopify, if you wanted to create a Shopify website, I think their plans start at $14.99, and then you're kind of end up at $50 with all the add-ons
per month.
Per month.
Yeah.
So this it's cast iron. They're still in beta. I'm going to build Corey a website on there. But he says, Heather, if you see something, say something. If you find something that people really want, please let me know about it. But when we were going through the screen share today, like the one thing they're going to add before launch is the ability to take a completely custom order and have you can do add-ons. So, hey, change a flavor. And then they said, we were listening to you guys. And if you add a flavor change, it will charge an additional $4. So you're not going back and forth every time saying like, okay, delivery. You can give them the option if you wanted to enable delivery. You can deliver to certain zip codes and an associated cost to deliver.
Oh, that's so nice.
You can add sales tax depending on what your state cottage law requires.
Yeah.
And it'll be applicable to you specifically.
I cannot wait for this website.
I know, it'll be fun. And then our old boy, the love of my life.
Eduardo. I used Eddie this past week for an order.
Corey took Eddie from me. She took him to her house.
He's got a new home.
But how do you feel like running through the software?
Okay. The software, Heather likes to pull things into Photoshop to resize them, but the actual Eddie software is super easy to use. Heather says next, finish, and then he prints.
Okay, so the only thing, Corey and I you can use bartender software to build the files, but we build them in Photoshop just because I like Photoshop, but I'm sure you could almost build them in Canva.
I am actually going to schedule whatever those people's calls with the Eddie Primera people. I'm going to have
That'll
that.
be good. Because they probably listen to this podcast and
They're like,
they're
never
ruining
take
it.
I'm going to take it because I want to be better about using it because I hate airbrushing. I brought out the Grex and I didn't spray anything.
Corey bought the Grex. They're not a sponsor. Corey bought the Grex and didn't watch any tutorials, read 0 owner's manual, and is mad at it.
and it didn't work.
Like the dude came in at level expected, and Corey was that was half those texts were about Grex. The other half were about my husband.
So I gotta bring out the cookie counter.
Yeah, so cookie counters came into play. But Eddie is pretty cool, still cool. What were we going to print with him next week?
Well, I actually printed the order incorrectly, but I said this will be a good
Nothing but quality from Corey.
I made an order I read the date wrong, even had on my calendar wrong. It's not due till next week, but of course I made it yesterday. 3 dozen cookies. So part of it was an Eddie print. So I've, with the Bakety Bakes, which is our other sponsor, Royal Icing, I have printed Eddie on it and I have heat sealed them to see how they do over the course of the week.
Corey has more of a wet icing, so Eddie likes him a dry cracker. So we talked about maybe making a different recipe or testing this. And
Right.
See if you can get in.
So I thought this would be a good test. Worst case, I have to make 13 cookies.
Bring them to me and I will consume.
And that leads us to a Bakety Bake. It is a meringue powder. It is my new favorite meringue powder. 2 things. Why? Because it doesn't crust over as fast as other meringue powder. So it gives you a little bit more time to fix those mistakes before you're breaking the crust on the icing, which is super frustrating, especially for giant cookies. I made these giant Lego cookies yesterday, and it gave me enough time to fix all the edges so everything looked very cohesive at the end. Customer, super happy, sent her the pictures this morning. She said,
Do
outdid
you
my
know
expectations.
what the Lego guy's name is?
His name is Fig.
Why?
You go ahead, I told you.
He is an abbreviation for figure, as in figurine.
So his name is Fig.
Yeah, Corey said that even the Lego movie, his name is Fig.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't have kids, so I didn't watch it. I'm not
Just
living
missing
my
out.
dad's life.
But if you want to take part, Bakety Bakes does have a sample pack if you're not willing to deep dive into it. But you can use twins at checkout at baketybakeIdaho.com, and that will save you 10% off of your order. Also, it's great with fine tip markers. I was doing this pig order last week, and I drew this pig, and it was the customer's favorite cookie. And honestly, it was my favorite cookie, so you guys are going to be seeing it soon in a staged photo.
Which one was it?
The pig one with the hat.
Did I see it?
Birthday pig.
Oh, yeah. I thought you didn't like that set.
I liked that one cookie.
Oh, right. We used Eddie in that one, too. I know, because Corey FaceTimed me late at night with the filter on.
Hello.
Okay, so mailbag. Wrapping this up, guys. I know you put up with us for far too long. We actually got a package of 2 Facebook jail coffee mugs.
That's so funny.
It was hilarious. But there was actually no from address. It was like these secret gifts. But it was Sammy Albright. She had forgotten to put her name on it. But it says repeat offender. Because Corey and I have both been in Facebook jail for apparently everything we've ever said. No, what did you say?
I said,
Anarchy and...
Or
Okay.
for emojis.
No, you can't say that on the podcast.
What did you say?
I wanted you to kind of work your way around it. We have baby
She's a
children.
streetwalker for emojis.
There you go. Now the kid will be like, they're walking down the street. Yep. And then I said, burn down the house with the spider in it. And Zuckerberg was like, no, violence against spiders. So I got in a 24-hour jail. Corey's still in time. Oh, you
Yeah.
also said you want to kidnap somebody.
Oh, I wanted to say, Vanessa, your wife is so nice. I would like to kidnap her and keep her for myself.
And Zuckerberg was like, no
I'm
kidnapping either.
still under the 30 days. I'm at my last 7.
So Corey needs to walk a very thin line because essentially if Corey and I both get 2 strikes as admins of a group, the group will get closed.
Now it says if you mess up anymore, we could potentially close down your group. So if you wake up and no one can find us,
You've been either removed or we've been removed.
either or.
Okay, guys, that takes us through it. Thanks for letting us talk at the speed of light. We'll be back to our regular scheduled programming next week unless I get another speeding ticket.
Then we'll be a little late while Heather's a little early.
Yeah, we'll break even. Okay, guys, have a good one.